mate, it's a shambles what's going on at Chelsea, and there's only a few people that want to say it how it is. You've got Wolves, which is what quite fitting for Dan to be on with you as well. But before we go into that game, where are you at with Chelsea right now, bruv?
My position still hasn't changed from all those rants that you heard on Saeed's show and other platforms that I've been on. I don't trust this squad. I don't think this squad is good enough. This thing about they're young, trust the process and all this kind of stuff, I don't buy it, not for a single second. I come from a time where young players, it doesn't matter about your age. If you're good enough, you're old enough. Yeah, I think I've been on here before and I've said things like, look, Wayne Rooney, like how long did it take for him to hit the ground running in the Prem? Yeah, you've got all kinds of examples. Michael Owen and Iron Robin come to the Premier League. These men hit the ground running. Yeah, my issue is not the age of the players, it's the ability of the players. Yeah, because Chelsea are trying to tell us they're trying to sign the best of the best, the elite of the elite in terms of age group. Well, what happened to Jude Bellingham? What's going on with Kylian Mbappe? Bring back Musiala. Now, when you're talking about players of that caliber, then I can well buy into the fact that you're looking to sign the elite and the best of the best. And those on top of that can come in and perform now. Yeah, these group of players that we've got right now, I don't rate a whole bunch of them. I don't really rate any of them, if I'm being completely honest with you. And I don't really see this ending too well. I don't see this ending well. There's already players that we signed in the summer that are being touted to leave this January or next summer. What does that tell you? It tells you that the project is a failure already. And it also tells you that the people that are here to do the recruitment for Chelsea Football Club, they're failures. The fact that they're even being able to oversee this January is an absolute disgrace. It makes me sick to my stomach. They should have been gone long time ago. Paul Winstanley and the other waste man need to get out of the club. It's very simple.
Yeah, listen, I feel your pain because I always have been about raising standards and keeping the standards high. And I think with Chelsea being spoilt in the last 20 years by win now, win now, win now, I always said that your fan base were going to have to be patient, and I didn't believe that they were going to be able to be. When you go down a route like that and you have all these young players that are unproven, because that's the thing, they're not young proven players, they're young unproven players that are now being put in together. Pochettino has been disappointing in my opinion, and I can't sit there and have any football fan reel off these names of players there he has his evidence of being great at improving at a young age. I can give you Harry Kane and you can talk about Dele Alli, although he's been a disaster in the last couple of years. But other than that, how many do you reel off the tongue that Pochettino has proven to be a huge part of their 20-year-old players' football career? I don't think there's that many. So I'm not putting it all on him. But when Pochettino has gone from a 12th place 12th place Chelsea that sacked Potter to put them in the similar position after spending more and more money is poor. And I do rate some of your players. I think Cole Palmer's been a good signing. I think Sterling can bang when he's on form. I like what your midfield could look like with Lavia, Caicedo and Enzo when it does get to that. But I do think there's a lot of problems, bro. And I don't really see it getting any better anytime soon because Todd Bowley has been quite reckless. And I think the whole board and ownership has been quite reckless. And I think with Chelsea, everyone started to say what would be a good season, realistic expectations. There's many that said spend £1 billion, you've got to win a title. I was never one of those. I said, look, if Chelsea can get Champions League football, it's an absolute must after spending that much money. I don't think Chelsea are going to get Champions League football. I really don't.
Definitely not. We're not even getting Europa football. We're not getting conference either. This is where it's at. Do you know, for me, yeah? Like, and this is how bad it's gotten. I'll be surprised if we finished in the top 10. Big man thing, I'll be surprised if we finished in the top 10. That has got to be the target for the end of the season. No, I'm being honest. There's only a handful of players I would keep. Badiashile, Caicedo, Lavia, I've not even seen play yet, but I've got a lot of faith in that boy's ability. Who else would I keep in this team? Cole Palmer, that's 4. The rest of them, I could, Malo Gusto as well, that's 5. The rest of them, yes, Enzo being included, I couldn't care less if they came or stayed, if they stayed or went. I could not care less.
This brings me on to my point, bro, because you've just named 3. I was going to say, on this new regime, you've just named 3 players that I was going to name. Other than Cole Palmer, Badiashile, and Malo Gusto, have any... have any? Let's say Nkunku as well. But we've not seen much of him. But I rate Nkunku. Them other than them 4 players, would you say they're the only 4 that have done well under this regime that have been a somewhat success? I'm not saying you've signed other players that could potentially be successful at Chelsea, but since this new regime's coming, this is 18 months since they've been in, or coming up to 2 years since they would have been here. To say only 4 players that have been a success up until this point, like I said, reiterate, not saying the others can't become good, but 4 have only done well. That's a big concern for me, honestly. And one is that we're just being optimistic. One, we've hardly seen a few games here and there pre-season. But the other, I rate Badesile highly. I rate Gusto and Cole Palmer. But to say 4 out of about 15 plus that you sign, that's a bit worrying. That's very worrying.
If Darwin Núñez was a football team, it would be Chelsea.
Facts.
Yeah.
Big money, chaos, but they're still good. There's still a bit of good there. That could achieve something. But for me, the biggest point, I'm tempted to fight because he always has a good game against Wolves. The fact that Conor Gallagher's captain at the moment shows how far Chelsea have fallen.
They wanted to sell him in the summer.
I want to sell him. No, there's no wanting. I want him out. Get him out. Get him out. Listen, the biggest concern, just to answer your question, Roms, the biggest concern for me isn't necessarily those players. The biggest concern for me is the fact that you've got a recruitment team that actually believes signing a bunch of under 25-year-olds and gutting out a squad that's actually won some stuff is going to all go on the same trajectory and then build into this team that's going to be challenging on all fronts when you've never seen this happen in the history of football. Does not happen. Doesn't happen. So this is my issue. And Dan, you're right, bro. You're right. We're basically Darwin Núñez. If there's any player that we are, it's Darwin Núñez, bruv.
As soon as that comment came out that flipping Bowley was having conversations with James Corden, you know it's going tits up.
Did you not see this last week as well? Right, cool. I wouldn't take it gospel from Lampard, by the way. But Harry Redknapp got interviewed and he's like, what did Lampard say about his reign at Chelsea? He said a lot of things, but one thing that stood out to me is Mykhailo Mudryk. Like, he couldn't understand the basics in training. Now, again, Lampard wasn't the greatest manager as well, so there's a bit of, you have to kind of take the pros and cons of this, but it's kind of transpired on the pitch. What Lampard might actually be right about something for once. He said there's basic things I'm trying to explain to him. Maybe there might be a language barrier, but just even the basics, he didn't grasp quickly. And we're seeing on the pitch now. Yes, he scored a goal, albeit it was a terrible mistake from Trippier, but you still have to put the ball in the back of net. But other than that, at the amount of time to see Mudryk in great position, his decision making just kind of lets him down. It's crazy. And I was like, you know what? Lampard might be right about something because we're seeing it. We're actually seeing it.
Man, I don't know what to say anymore about Chelsea. All I know, right, is it's funny. And I love you, Guni. You know I do, and it's all love. But I can't stand a lot of your fan base. I can't stand how they talk and how cocky they've been and how much abuse they've given to me in 20 years. So I love to see it.
Really?
But as a Chelsea fan, I'll be wanting them all gone.
Dan, just to add on one point, I agree, you'll probably agree with this. You know what will happen this season, though? Not will, actually. What most likely will happen, Liverpool-Chelsea meet in another cup final. It will be a draw, and it goes to penalties. That's something that probably could happen again.
That's definitely happening. Like, Chelsea will beat Middlesbrough, and Liverpool will beat Fulham, and it will be a final in the Carabao Cup yet again. And I expect it will probably be one of those draw games. Yeah, whenever you play each other,
it will keep Pochettino in the job. And that's what I'm scared of. It's going to keep him in the job.
Imagine if he wins it. The Chelsea fans that are watching, listen, they'll hold on to it. Look, he's won the trophy first year. This, that, and the other couldn't do it. It's crazy how fans can work.
My fan base has disappointed me this season so badly. You should hear how they talk about Nicholas Jackson. Well, he's got 8 goals in the Premier League, so he's not really that bad. Shut up. Shut up, bruv. I get upset. This guy is the most shameless Premier League striker I have ever seen in my life. You net a hat-trick against 9-man Spurs, and then you have your fan base saying, you see, this is the level that we need at Chelsea. Yeah, he scores a goal that he barely even knew about the other week against Sheffield Wednesday. You see, he's on 8 goals. Who scored more goals than him? All of this kind of talk, I will not be fooled. I won't be fooled. Conor Gallagher is one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. My fan base is cooked, bruv. Absolutely smoking, sizzling cooked.
But Guni, he works hard. He works hard, so he's excellent.
What I'm trying to say. He runs around like a dog, bruv, and he wins his challenges up the pitch. Fair enough. Listen, there's value to what he does. But the real question is, and this is why I get so annoyed, if you have any kind of level or ambition about your club, are these players the ones that are going to take you to title challenges, Champions League challenges, FA Cup wins, and so on and so forth on a consistent basis?
Yeah.
Can you look at me with a straight face and tell me this? If the answer is no, why are they at Chelsea Football Club? Can't make me lower my standards, you know. I remember where I came from. I remember exactly where I came from. I remember watching Michael Ballack. I remember watching ISN. I remember watching Lampard. I remember watching Drogba, Diego Costa, Ian Robben. The list goes on. Peter Cech, and now we've got Sanchez in goal. Oh, he's not that bad. He's not that bad. He's made a couple good saves. Listen, I'm not trying to hear none of that. Nothing.
Guni, do you know the notion I hate? We all probably get in our every club gets it. You know, there's that one player where ability-wise they're not good, but because they work hard. And this is where I want to big up Roy. I hate United, but this is where I want to big up Roy Keane. Remember his infamous saying when he's like, I mean, that's your job, because someone said, well, they work hard. And it's like, that's your job. And it's so true. That is the basics. I don't understand fan bases that put their players on a high pedestal, even if they know their ability is not good, but they work hard. It's that's the bit. Every player, that's the base. That's the first thing you should be doing, whatever position you are on the field. It's annoying. I completely agree with you, Guni. This Gallagher discourse this season, yes, he has done well. I'm not going to say he's done poor, but I think if Chelsea want to go forward and go to the next level, I see him on the ball, right? And I see that again, him and Mudryk, two peas in a pod. They get in great position. And they just have brain farts. It's crazy. It's crazy. But the fact you wanted to sell him and you make him your captain, that was the mad thing for me. You wanted to ship him and now you make him captain. I just think upstairs don't know what they're doing, man. They honestly don't.
Yeah, it is reckless, man. Like, first of all, big up Roy Keane, who I think is the best pundit by far. He just says
big
people say how it is, man. There's not enough of them. But when I look at Chelsea, I don't see leaders on the pitch, which is why you've got Reece James and Conor Gallagher wearing an armband. I don't see the direction and where you're going. I don't look at the plan and think, yeah, that scares me. And when you look at how much money has been spent on that team, it's like, whoa, that's scary. But my last question on this before I move to Wolves and Chelsea, right, Guni, is how do you actually fix this, bruv? Because they ain't going anywhere. The players don't seem to be going anywhere in Todd's mind. Like, it's worrying, bruv, for you guys.
I'm going to convert that question to Guni. What would you do if you took over Chelsea? Because this is how much that needs to be done. If I had unlimited funds and I bought Chelsea Football Club right now, recruitment team getting sacked, all gone. Pochettino is going to be on his last legs. Yeah, because I know I can't sack him now because of the lack of availability of top level managers at the minute. Yeah, so I'm going to keep him there for a second. But the second the real winner gets available, I'm throwing the bank at him straight away. The next thing that I'm doing, I'm going into that changing room. I'm saying, listen, yeah, the season's already done out. Not going to lie. And basically, by the end of this season, or by the beginning of next season, 95% of you will not be wearing a Chelsea shirt. I don't care what I've got to do to get you out of the club. I don't care. You are leaving. I am getting rid of the majority of this squad. I don't care if I have to take L's. I'm getting rid of the majority of these players, except the 6 players that I mentioned that I feel are good enough to contribute to some kind of success towards Chelsea. The rest of them, I couldn't care less. Get out of the club. It's not your fault. The recruitment team decided to buy you guys, but you have to go. I'm sorry. I would be starting clear-outs right now. From January, summer, next January, next summer, the following January, the following summer, however long it takes, I would be getting the majority of these guys out of Chelsea Football Club because they are not good enough, nor will they ever be good enough. And then I'll be looking to replace them with proper players, yeah, elite players that they promised us, but actual elite players that have been there and done it with some kind of experience. And remember, age doesn't always equal lack of experience when it comes to young players. Once again, Trent Alexander-Arnold, how many games has he played and how old is he? Yeah, Mbappe, how old is he and how many games has he played at the top level? Tchouameni and all these guys. You see what I mean? So you can buy young players with quality that are ready to hit the ground running. And that's what I'd be looking to do.
Man, that's facts, man. And
That's
listen, I think there's a lot of Chelsea fans that want you in charge ahead of Todd Bowley after that speech, bro. I'll tell you that now. Let's be real.